Hey everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you're new to the series. I'm Sir Dolan G, and I use they, them, and he, him pronouns. I'm a singer and songwriter based in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I'm here to talk to y'all today about some of the LGBTQ+ jazz artists that helped shape the genre as well as my own work. Today, we will be talking about the living composer and pianist Fred Hersch. Fred Hersch was born in 1955, and he is a prolific jazz pianist and educator. He found his love for jazz after dropping out of Grinnell University, gigging around Cincinnati, and then studying at New England Conservatory, where he also later taught. He is widely known for being one of the first jazz musicians to come out as gay and also HIV positive in 1993. During the 80s, the HIV and AIDS epidemic had a devastating effect on many LGBTQ+ people, and Hersch was unfortunately one of those people. He has been treated for AIDS since 1984, and in 2008, he fell into a coma for 2 months and lost many motor functions. This meant he was unable to play piano for a while and had to be in physical therapy in order to relearn how to play the piano. He has had a profound effect on the LGBTQ community and the jazz community through his outreach work and AIDS awareness work with Classical Action, Performing Arts Against AIDS, as well as the Broadway Cares and Equity Fights AIDS organizations. He also did lots of integrative work of jazz and theater, including his piece, My Coma Dreams, which talks about the dreams he had during the 2 months he was in a coma. Another beautiful work he's composed is his setting of Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman. He uses the music and the lyrics to tell a theatrical story while incorporating elements of classic jazz instrumentations and classic jazz harmonies. We will now perform a transcription of one of the songs from this piece of jazz theater, which is called My Lovers Suffocate Me. Suffocate me, crowding my lips, thick in the pores of my skin. Jostling me through streets and public halls, coming naked to me at night. Calling my name from flower beds, vines tangled under brush. Lighting on every moment of my life. Noiselessly passing handfuls out of their hearts I hope you enjoyed this moving piece. I'd encourage you to consider the poetic meaning that Whitman intended and how Hersch interpreted it in his setting, keeping in mind that Whitman is often thought to be bisexual or gay as well. The lyrics talk about love and lovers in a way similar to many classical art songs. It uses imagery of nature to convey the duality of love. I'd love to compare this piece to a piece of my own entitled Gay Clubs Part 1. Last episode, we saw the excited, vivid, buzzing energy of Gay Clubs Part 2. But just like the duality of love that Hersch and Whitman use, the queer experience has its own duality. I express this in this tune by fleshing out my musings of the fears I have as a queer person. I wove the names of the Pulse nightclub victims into the heartbeat of this song, not just as a remembrance, but also as a reminder that they will not be forgotten and that I want to work for a day when our spaces will be safe. Give it a listen, and I hope you enjoy. Gay lights at gay clubs flash before their eyes. Gay lights at gay clubs flash before they die. Signs of life, signs of death. A human heartbeat, keeping pulse, loud thuds. A human heartbeat, no more pulse, lots of blood. Signs of life, signs of death. This should not be a funeral march. We should be at Pride, loved ones by our side, but I'm sitting here writing this song because too many of my trans sisters of color are gone. And all that's left of the Orlando nightclub victims are their names and their legacies and their pulses written into songs and poems and plaques, and I'm repulsed that our president wants to deny us health care when our community still struggles for life. Signs of life, signs of death. You see, when you're a part of this gay club, you see a lot of signs of death. You go to those gay bars and see gay lights, because that might be the only light you have. Signs of life, signs of death. Let this be a sign of life. This is a really somber tune, and I hope it gave you an opportunity to reflect on the feelings you or your queer loved ones might be feeling. Know that you are not alone in these feelings, and that there are things we can all be doing, like Fred Hersch, to advocate for our communities. I'd encourage you to listen to my whole album as an expression of both the struggles and the joys of being queer, as well as all of the works of Fred Hersch. As always, I will leave some resources in the video description for learning about the struggles of the LGBTQ+ community, specifically related to both hate crimes as well as the AIDS/HIV epidemic, and organizations who are working to educate others and help the LGBTQ community. Thank you so much for listening today, and I hope you'll join me soon for the final installment of this video series on queer jazz artists.